FRRR undertook the review of all of our grant-making activity for a number of reasons. One, obviously, because we wanted to understand the nature of the outcomes and the value and the benefits that those grants had made in the communities that we've supported. We also wanted to demonstrate the value to all of the partners that have come alongside us in our 17 years. We've partnered with many trusts and foundations, particularly government, who provided a $10 million investment to get FRRR started, and a number of businesses and individuals who have supported and partnered with FRRR. So we wanted to really take the story back to them and share the value and let them know that it was an investment well made. And we wanted to develop a framework that could help us to shape the focus of our granting activity going forward as well. So we needed to classify and review everything we'd done as a starting point. So this is the baseline. I think the data. So we started by looking at all of the 28,000 applications we had received, and we looked at all of those and tried to understand what that might tell us. We then went and spoke to our granting partners and communities and really workshopped that with them around what it might have been telling us and how it might be categorised in a way that was sort of cohesive and told a story that was relevant to them. And then the theory of change fell out of all of that process. So I say data first. I don't think it surprised us. It more reinforced what we knew anecdotally, and it gave us a framework and a way of quantifying what we had known already. So that is that for a lot of rural communities, rural, regional and remote communities, and particularly the smaller and more remote and isolated communities, it's really hard for them to resource themselves to be able to support the fundamentals within their communities. So we found the two cornerstones are really around investing in education and lifelong learning, and investing in community resilience. And that community resilience is around leadership capacity, it's around supporting the local organisations and their volunteers. And with those two together, you've actually got some foundations. If those are not there, it's really hard for communities to be viable, to be sustainable, and to innovate and really think about the challenges and address the challenges that they're facing. So it's obviously a starting point in a way. It's a baseline of information. We've now got it categorised. We've got a great theory of change that helps us to be clear in what we're doing. The opportunity now is for us to really think about how FRRR is best placed to respond with communities and with our partners as a conduit and a kind of backbone organisation to respond to some of the big challenges for rural Australia. So we've got some big ones, but we know that we can play a role if we think about the nature of the grants that we're making, the role that they can play, the change levers we're pulling, and apply that to some of the more significant challenges that rural Australia is facing.